Joining us on WHKY News, as he does very often, and we appreciate it, is our Sheriff, Don Brown, Sheriff of Catawba County. Thank you for coming in again. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I always enjoy it.
Appreciate you driving through the rain. Seems like that is pretty much every day here lately. A lot of rain.
Thank goodness for the rain.
Well, we did need it. That's true. Well, what I wanted to talk to you about is we have a story that's in our news currently related to a drug arrest that was a multi-county effort. The suspect's name was Jones, and he was charged with multiple felony drug offenses. You were involved in this case along with Catawba County, and other agencies also took part. In a case like that, maybe, and I know you can't go into all the specifics because I believe this is initially a Burke County case, correct?
Yes.
But when you have to do a drug arrest or conduct an operation like that, there's a lot that goes into it, isn't there?
Yeah, and generically, I can say that it doesn't happen overnight. And I tell people whenever they call in about a drug tip or whatever, a complaint, it takes a lot of hours and hours of work. And in cases like this, it's many, many hours. It may be months of work to build a case till you get to the point where you actually make that arrest, and then all that goes into that. But it's not a you have your patrol division, those guys that get out there and women that get out there and they make traffic stops and they find drugs and things like that. But a large drug arrest does take a lot of time and effort that goes into that. When
you've got a situation like this where, again, Burke County, obviously it sounds like they in their sheriff's office did a lot of background work. How does the communication work, say, in a case like this? Say in this case you had multiple agencies, you had multiple counties, again, involved in pursuing this suspect. Is there just a constant line of communication amongst several agencies at one time?
Absolutely, and myself and Sheriff Heintzman, we're good friends, we're colleagues. We speak at least weekly, more weeks than not we speak more than that. And so we have that close relationship, and all of our staff, whether it's narcotics, whether it's patrol division, whatever, those folks know each other, they have each other's number, they communicate with one another because, and it sounds like a cliche, but, crime knows no boundaries. So it's going to go across county lines into city limits. And so we have this communication. And in this case, we had Morganton Public Safety was involved. You had Hickory Police Department that was involved, Burke County and Catawba County Sheriff's Office. And all those folks were involved. And they just work so closely together that it's seamless, really, because it's almost like we're all in the same agency because we work so closely together. So there is that constant communication.
You've had decades in law enforcement, and I know that obviously you've dealt with drugs and that situation for a long time. But with the rise in fentanyl and some of these laced versions of the drugs that are out on the streets, are the stakes a little bit higher now when it comes to these things?
Absolutely, because with fentanyl, crack used to be the drug of choice, and I think I've said this on this show before, but it was the drug of choice. Crack didn't kill people for the most part. Fentanyl kills people, and that's why so many people are dying of overdoses of fentanyl. So that does raise the stakes, and we work hard to get as much of that off the streets as we can. We're not. I'm not saying we don't have it here. What I'm saying is it seems to the overdoses seem to have slowed down. And I think part of that is the Narcan, naloxone that's being readily available, and so we're not hearing a lot of the people that are saved from it because other users are using those things to resuscitate and revive people. But we're not seeing as many. We're still seeing them though, and we won't be satisfied until there are no more drug overdoses. But we just keep working on it. But yes, to answer your question, the stakes are much higher with fentanyl.
Well, thank you so much for giving us a little background on how these things work, and because we get the information once it's all summarized, and Major Turk does a fantastic job, as do all of the folks at the different agencies that get involved in these. But we appreciate the work you do and the work that your office does as well. Thank you.
Thank you for having us on and keeping our community informed. I appreciate that.
Thanks so much. Don Brown, the Sheriff of Catawba County, and he joins us periodically, tells us what's going on in the Sheriff's office here on WHKY News.